Let me tell you one other thing about our training. We had, I mentioned this to you earlier, but I'll give you a little more detail. We had to fly and fire at fixed ground targets. And so you go up and you fly, you fire and pull it back around and fire again until you ran out of ammunition. And we had, of course, the plane, these P-47s, they have 4 50 caliber machine guns. But for these, it was gunnery practice, they had loaded only 2 guns. And the trick was, you see, they have the guns pointed so that the bullets will converge at a certain point. So if you fire too soon, you're on both sides of the target. If you fire too late, you're on both sides of the target. You have to fire at the right second to score on that target. And it was, I don't know, the targets were, I guess, 6 feet or something like that. And so we were doing that, and I got into a routine, and I got that thing down, and I set an Air Force record of 96% strikes on that thing. And my instructor had been the top gun up until that point. And I understood after we left, it just about drove him nuts. He was flying every day, and that same thing. And he was trying to go out and beat that record, and he never did it. I don't know whether it killed him or not, but he was really trying to do that. Then, of course, the problem was we went down and for aerial gunnery, and so they knew about this hotshot who was coming along, and so they had me really in their sights. But I got a bad cold. I mean, a bad cold. And one of the first things we did to familiarize ourselves with the P-47 and the guns was to fly up to 30,000 feet and fire the guns, and then come home. And it felt like the plane was backing up, because you get those guns that they're firing, and at that altitude in the thin air, it almost feels like the plane is backing up. So it was a necessary experience. But then you just come on home. So in order to come home, what you do is you just roll up on your back and do a dive like this, a split S. And I did that. And I thought I would die before I pulled out of that dive. I started bleeding, blood pouring out and everything, because I was all stuffed up with this cold. And it was murder. And I finally got leveled off, and every time I'd lose a little altitude, it would start hurting again. But I had to get down, couldn't stay up there forever, so I gradually went down. Well, all the time that I was there for air-to-air gunnery, it was just torture. So I wasn't about to make the kind of score that I had made on the other one. So I was a great disappointment to those people, because I managed to score enough to qualify, but that was, that was it. So that was one of the little things that occurred.